This weekend sees the NBL season tip off. South East Melbourne Phoenix face off in a must-win
their arch rivals in Melbourne United.
This is the biggest rivalry in the NBL.
Sydney's falling back in love with the Sydney Kings, and it's falling back in love with basketball.
For the first time since 1996, basketball is back in Tasmania.
There's no way they're getting to the grand finals.
We've got a new coach replacing an icon in this club's history who has 5 of their 10 championships.
Good luck with that.
Come on, Bryce Carton! Come on! And the unthinkable has happened! Oh, yes, sir! Creek took a
Come on. Holy hell! Tasmania Jack Jumpers are the worst offense in the league. They hung 50 on it.
Welcome to the playoffs, Jack Jumpers!
You can make your dreams a reality if you believe in them.
The United versus Phoenix rivalry is real. There's a feeling of a big brother and a little brother. So United are the big club. They've got the championships, the money. They've been here longer.
These two teams do not like each other. This is the biggest rivalry in the NBL.
I don't like the reference to us as the little cousin. You know, grinds my gears.
Let me go, I'm good.
I want to fight now. It's sort of like, it's just, nah, that's insulting to us. You know, we're our own people. We're not related to them.
We were heavily focused on winning a championship. Like, this is the chance that we'd been working towards, so the emotion of everything.
If you don't play like that, you don't live like that, they'll win, they'll put the ring on their finger, they'll hold the cup up.
Oh! Black 55, hands foul. Hey, have a
Go in, Chris.
Hey! See you game 3.
You know, all the talk of, we'll see you in game 3, like, you will. You did.
Golding. What a pass for Luala. United storm back after trailing by nearly 20.
You know, we had a nice little lead there, and they brought it back pretty quick.
Good night, Phoenix.
You can look back and reflect and say, oh, man, we're in that game. But just slightly not quite on the same page at moments, and our expectation is to win all of those games now. So I've been wanting to get to this point where we sort of go back and review our final game from last year for some time. I watched it back last night for the first time. I've been trying to will myself over the line to watch the game back. I hurt by losing. It's going to be difficult for some of us to relive it. Now, I know Creek, he hasn't watched it back yet, but you know, this is what we've got to get to.
How many questions about last year's finals we're going to have? It was tough. You know, Melbourne United have been a powerhouse of the NBL for years now. You know, it's going to take an enormous effort for us to rattle that cage, and we're going into our 3rd year now. You know, we want to be the best team in Melbourne. We want to be the best team in the NBL, and no matter what happens this season, that's what we're striving for.
There's a genuine rivalry between the two teams. You know, there's this team that walks around acting like they're the best, but they hadn't even really won all that much, and they got all the money in the world.
Yeah, I mean, well, we beat them, so we're the champions. So there's a kind of like a, well, what's the pecking order of the league? Well, the people that won the year before, that's how it is.
I don't need to watch it back. Listen to them chant and holler and spray champagne on each other and all that shit, and I don't need that. Look, I just love being outdoors. I had to be hands-on. You know, we had BMX mountain bike stuff and trails, you know, paddock bashes and cars we used to tear around on. We had 20 acres for a little bit and then about 5.5. And You know, we had ramps and kickers and rhythm sections and stuff we used to build every weekend with 20 or 30 kids with wheelbarrows and shovels. So that was kind of the life we lived for a little bit. Family for me is a big thing, so definitely a massive part to me and who I am today. And the basketball is one thing, but, you know, just caring who you are and what you do as a person is more important than how many points you score or whether you win, lose or draw. They don't give a about any of that. They just, are you happy? Are you enjoying it? No, okay, well, why? And then we figure out a solution. Or we try and best find a way to find that happiness again.
Yes, sir, Mitch.
Mitch. I love you.
Hey, Australia.
I'm in the best shape of my life, physically, mentally, skill set wise. Like I've added stuff to my bag, you call it whatever, and I am in the best playing shape and position to be successful in my life. People go, you're a professional basketball, it's sick. You know, you get to shoot hoops, dunk, you scream and yell, and you know, you're big and strong and whatever, and you get paid and you get to do cool. But you don't, no one sees what we go through and what we do every day, and you know, the driving, the recovery, the food, nutrition, the mental prep, everything that goes into it, like it's huge.
With South East Melbourne signing Zhou Qi, that's just another way to show how credible the league is and the growth potential that it has, not just in Australia, but all around the world.
Zhou Qi's arrival in the NBL gave the league a stamp of legitimacy that it had been really looking for and opened a new section for the competition where we have Chinese players coming to the NBL.
Zhou Qi is the best player in China. NBA drafted, play Houston Rockets, been a two-way player, 7'1" long.
It's a huge signing because he's a Chinese superstar, making over, what, 1.5 million maybe? That's what he made in China. So for him to come here, it goes to show you he wants to come here to prove himself and get himself back to the NBA. And this is a proving ground. If you come here and do well, you can get to the NBA. It's huge for him to be in the NBL.
Zhou Qi, how you doing? Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you out of quarantine, mate. How you feeling?
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
We've got a 3-hour training session. You're involved today.
He's really good. He's even better than advertised. What's really excited us throughout the preseason is what he can bring for us offensively.
His length is unlike anything we've seen here in the NBL before. He moves really, really well. He's like the Chinese equivalent of a Kevin Durant.
Oh, stay there. Oh, good one, Joe.
Zhou Qi's going to surprise people at just how good he is. His IQ is through the roof. The reason why he wants to be in the NBL is because of the physicality. And in our conversations, he's talked about he wants to be around competitors and people who are always challenging and playing hard. He's going to be a difference maker.
South East Melbourne Phoenix have gotten their big guy. And it's huge, the guy that they have, Zhou Qi. But big brother, Melbourne United, lost their superstar big, Jock Landale, to the San Antonio Spurs.
Is still not out on Jock Landale. He can sit out there and drain it all day.
And an elite talent like that, you know, in some ways fell on our lap coming home to Melbourne, and you know, to see him win a medal and make the NBA, they were the goals that he had at the start of the year, and now we look forward to seeing him stay in that position a long time.
Massive piece of the puzzle for us last year, world-class player. You know, it's the natural progression of sports. People come and go, and opportunity presents new stars.
What up, brother? How you going?
Good. How are you going?
Good. You look tanned, man.
Straight from summer.
Yeah.
How are you going?
Good. Welcome.
Matthew Dellavedova playing in the NBL is huge. Coming back home, you have a NBA champion, played alongside one of the greatest players to ever touch basketball, LeBron James. So for him to come back on Australian soil, his home turf, to play in the NBL for the defending champions, Melbourne United, that is huge.
I want to officially welcome Delly to the club. We know he's had a few little welcomes, but to actually have you here in the building in Melbourne United gear, I want to give the boys the opportunity to just ask.
It's what we want.
as Melbourne United. We want these elite guys to see Melbourne United as a place to do all the things that they didn't get to by leaving and going to college and the NBA.
What's it like playing with LeBron, knowing that he can trade you at any time?
Trade or cut. Like almost like a added pressure, or almost like there's no greater opportunity because you know you have a great chance of going to the finals every year.
Mid-court, Dellavedova on the drive.
Inside the James for the flush.
Pass to Dellavedova. Dellavedova flips one in off the glass.
My agent was talking to some NBA teams and there was nothing like concrete there. I've always wanted to come back and play in the NBL at some point, and I felt like this was the best spot for me to continue to get better and improve, and I think the NBL has proven to be a great launching pad for a number of players over a long period of time, but especially over the last couple of years as well. End goal is definitely to get back into the NBA at some point, but now that the season is here, the focus is just on United and what I can do to help United win, because if I can do that, the other stuff's going to take care of itself.
And here we are. Welcome to Game 1 of United and Phoenix. Who wins tonight will take the early edge in this 4-game series for the battle of Melbourne supremacy.
It's been 180 days since Melbourne United and the South East Melbourne Phoenix went head-to-head. That was Game 3 of the semi-final series.
D-trans, boards, top to the ball. That's where it's at tonight, guys. Okay, all the other stuff. Count it. Okay, all.
And they're at it. Zhou Qi on the offensive glass.
There we go.
Over JLA and then stuffed it.
The two big boys are going at it.
Monfort got away from Dellavedova this time. Nice pass underneath for Zhou Qi.
Qi says not in my house. Shut up. Anything that's coming downhill, guys, you got to keep fighting and keep going. Play a little hard right now. You get busted by your crosstown rival.
This time Dellavedova, same spot.
There we go.
Much better result.
Creaky, take Delly away.
Well, Chu's got to do a better job. Right now, Zhou Qi is dominating around the basket.
Delly, you're playing the off. You're playing. You three guys right now held us together for that little part. We need more people right now to go ahead and finish plays. Zhou Qi, challenge some things. Go ahead, up fake it, make the dump off pass, go finish on his head this half. Let's go.
Dellavedova. Wow. It's getting better and better for them.
And that's what Dellavedova likes to do.
The Phoenix forced a turnover at halfway.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Creek
sir.
took it.
Here we go.
And Mason Peatling barrels in after it. And tempers have flared in Throwdown 13.
What was Peatling thinking?
I don't know what he was thinking, but
sometimes you just got to wear it.
Head ducked on, nothing wrong with that.
Here you see this unbelievable dunk on Dellavedova. That is just...
Okay.
That is completely unnecessary.
So Mason Peatling is out of the game. Mitch Creek, a technical foul for taunting.
Woo! Let's go! Listen, I don't care what nobody says. That's the dunk of the year. That's the best dunk ever in NBL history. It went all over the world.
I reckon that's a holiday. What do you reckon? 2 weeks? Must have about 8 free throws coming.
Creek. Zhou Qi there. And they've had 180 days to think about Game 3 in the semi-final series. And today they get some of their revenge.
They showed composure in a crisis.
Zhou Qi or Zhou Qi? Peatling's a good kid. I like him. I think he'd have his time back. He wouldn't do that. Emotion got the better of him. I don't think Creek did anything to warrant the reaction that it got.
That's not okay. We don't play basketball that way. I'm never going to let anyone play that way. I'll protect my teammates. I'll protect myself. But that's not how you play basketball.
Peatley come over to fly the flag for his teammate. Had he have not gone over, we would probably have been sitting here going, hang on a second.
Yeah, but going over and knocking him to the deck are two different things.
This particular incident, Mitch, any regrets at all?
What, for dunking? No, that's just like saying, do you get up out of bed in the morning? I'm never going to apologise for dunking, let alone dunking on an opposition player. But
all right.
Yeah, definitely no regrets at all.
Hey, mate. How you be? Not off last night, mate. Put the feet up.
Jesus. He's not allowed to wear these black glasses for the interview, is he?
You can't even complain already. Dandenong Stadium, the old market. Dino had come down from Warragul, was playing representative basketball on a Friday night for Dandenong Rangers, and I was a young fella at Melbourne Tigers. First time I remember him, he pissed me off because he's pretty quick, and I wasn't. So
I had Jordan 1s too.
Did you?
So I would have.
You had the red ones?
I would have been memorable.
The red and black ones?
Yeah. As my playing career wound down a little bit, you know, I took a playing coach role, and that was the kind of like, oh, yeah, this is a tough gig, but I really enjoy coaching. So I got a job with Lindsay Gaze at Basketball Victoria as a development officer, and it just kind of grew from there.
I had that bug pretty early, and it really came for me when I went to America to play college basketball. And after my first year in college, I was named captain, and so the captains had to take training in pre-season, and I just loved bossing everybody around. I thought it was great. So it's just sort of this opportunity for, you know, like 2 months to take the guys through the training sessions as well as perform. I just loved it.
Yes, sir. Here we go. And Mason Peatley barrels him over it, and tempers have flared in Throwdown 13.
I don't know if it's animosity. It might be, from our perspective, a bit of jealousy. They've got what we want.
We're trying to stand in their way. We're trying to not let them be the other Melbourne team that won a championship.
We want that, and they're in our way. And I think there's a genuine dislike from our end. They may not respect us enough to dislike us right now, but I hope it happens soon.
The most anticipated matchup of NBL 22 is here. One city, two teams, not only fighting for the bragging rights of the great city of Melbourne, but the top spot on the ladder.
Back out the big man, puts it on the floor. Zhou Qi says, no, sir. Wow. Chul responds in kind. A first quarter statement.
Take it away, Scout! Take it away! Get into a spot where you can go finish. Here we go.
Ruben Tarangi threw it up there for Qi. Creek gets it to go.
I don't know how to feel right now. I don't quite know how to feel. Like, we're so good and then we're so poor at the same time.
Might be the worst half of basketball we've played in an offensive game in our 3 years here. Might be the worst. We've still got 40. Okay? It's about our D. It's about getting back in trance. It's about looking after the ball. Okay? It's about second shots, keeping them to 1. Those are the issues. Let's take care of them. Let's go, boys.
Here's Qi. Ball's over. Chul.
Got it, guys.
Qi says no. South East Melbourne have turned this game on its head.
Is that how we respond? Let's go. Turn this up. Get locked down here. Let's go.
Out for Delic. Chul, will that count? It does. Here's Golding. Shows them how it's done. And the series between the Phoenix and United tied away at 1 each.
I thought early in the first quarter we made a lot of mistakes, a lot of blown coverages, and kind of put us behind the 8 ball there. We fought our way back out, got ourselves a lead, but yeah, had to spend a lot of energy to do that. And yeah, so you know, just got to be better.
Joe, what's it been like to have this run that you're having? I know the wins are always a big part of it, but what's it been like for you?
I don't know. I don't really think too much about it. As much as the attention is going to be on me, it's really the team. It's a collect effort, and I would like that to be more of a headline instead of how well I played.
Good.
Zhou Qi shows us that you can do anything in this league if you put the work in and the time, and he can be as good as anyone in the world.
We got a really exciting talent.
Zhou, look out!
JLA jumps upstairs.
Took our last roster spot 3 years ago, and now 6 Man of the Year, and now a starter on our team. So, love the progress that he's made.
I don't play the game of basketball to be given compliments or anything like that. I play to win.
Zhou swats that out of there.
Whoa. I try to be a killer on the court as much as I can. Playing basketball, it's a privilege to be able to call it a job. At every opportunity that we get to, lace the sneaks up, feel like a kid on Christmas Day.
Sellout crowd at John Cain Arena. We're locked away at 1 apiece between these two teams this season.
Yeah, just so close. Huge game today.
Let's take a look at the matchup of the big men today. Zhou Qi and Zhou against each other. Qi took the points in the first game. In the second game, JLA dominated.
Last game, Zhou was the difference between the two teams in the end, and you got him out to that lead. We worked hard to get it back. We got our own, but I think the challenge is out there for Zhou Qi today to step up and take him down a peg.
It took us as a team, a good game to work him out a little bit and how we need to play against him. So Joe's been very good at that and assessing where his strengths lie against other centres, and hopefully he can have a great impact today.
Throwdown 15. There's Qi with the first points of the afternoon. Zhou got past Qi, but Qi caught up to him and blocked the shot. There's another 3-ball. Agata misses. Ariel Hook-Porty shuts the lid on it. Zhou finishes. Melbourne lead 54-49.
Free throw line. We've got to get there, guys. Keep going. The first quarter was good. Second quarter, not quite as good. Okay, we've got to get there. Keep getting feet in the paint. Finish strong around the rim. Okay, a couple of missed whistles, but just keep going. Keep going. Don't be dejected by that.
Qi. Lovely touch from the big man. He's Golding back door.
They're the options that I'm talking about with Chris Golding.
That could have been nasty. Dellavedova! Tied game at 85. The throwdown continues to deliver. Golding from corner court. Yes, he did. Melbourne United go on a 28-8 run to win the game and stay on top of the table.
Chris Golding had his fingerprints all over this win.
It's really disappointing. Sort of endemic of our last 3 performances, I think, where we nice little lead, we're unable to hold on. It seems we're able to run us out of our structures down the stretch, and it was tremendously disappointing way to finish off a good game.
This season we've understood that every single game has to be like it's your last game or game 2 of our finals last year. For us, we got a little complacent. Other teams stepped up their level and everything else, and we kind of held true to where we were. And I'm not saying we peaked too early, but I think there was a part of us that was happy to be where we were, and we took a bit of a deep breath. And then all of a sudden, we're up 13 or whatever with 5 minutes to go against United, about to take top spot. And you lose that game, you lose the next one, everyone tightens a little bit. We found a few wins, but at the same time, it's been a lot of work. It is a battle, but to be in the battle, you've got to be able to fight, and I think we've done that pretty well this season. But to play well once is one thing, but to play well consistently against a team like United, you've really got to be up for the fight.
In NBL news, South East Melbourne Phoenix face off in a must-win game to keep their finals hopes alive. They are playing their arch rivals, Melbourne United, tomorrow at John Cain Arena.
So the focus of today's practice still going to be, for us, is cutthroat drill, one-on-one, the post, all the stuff that's really, really important. We've been talking all year about, OK, let's be a team that if we have a bad night shooting, that we find other ways to win. Except now we can't make anything. We're 3 of 20 in the last game. Okay.
We understand you're not performing how we expect to perform with our group, but we're doing all we can to rectify that at the moment. You know, we're having sessions during the week that are really physical, but we've got to take care of each week, game by game, training by training, and it starts here on the floor.
What's the difference?
Push me out.
Yeah, drive him out. Don't be polite. You can hit and hit hard.
Good, solid. Not hearing a word out of the defense. Talk it up, get your cadence on. Nice job, keep it.
Guards, I don't want you coming down 2/3 pace, half pace, okay? We come down here, we're waiting on the Drakes, now explode.
All right, Melbourne United, love to ice the side pick and roll. So there's a little bit of a shooting drill here.
They knocked us out in the playoffs last year, and they definitely probably put an asterisk next to our name and vice versa. They're really important games. The throwdowns are there's always a little bit extra in those games, and you know, for us, it's perfect timing, everything. You know, we need to step back up, and what a better team to face than the team that knocked us out last year.
And in NBL news now, South East Melbourne Phoenix face off in a must-win game to keep their finals hopes alive. They're taking on their arch rivals in Melbourne United at John Cain Arena.
It's a rivalry of extreme significance any time that South East Melbourne and Melbourne United go head-to-head at John Cain Arena. But Throwdown 16 has even greater significance with South East Melbourne losing 6 of their last 7. They are playing for their season tonight.
This last month has been really challenging. We need to recover, and we need to recover quickly, and tonight's game is critically important.
Every win, every loss is so costly at this point of the year. We're trying to just keep this business as usual and try and be clinical about it.
Rebounding right now, there has to be that part. Get your screen connects early. Here we go.
We understand that they're fighting for position too. They want to finish as high or in the top 2 as possible because obviously home games are critical in finals and knowing you don't get many chances, but you know, they're a great team.
Does that mean that you like them as well?
No, I don't like anyone. I don't even like you for asking that question. You know it's a butter-up question.
Here we go. Dellavedova got his hand in the passing lane, and the first bucket of the night goes to Melbourne United. Another turnover for the Phoenix in this opening term.
Come on, Whitey, come on, Whitey.
White to the other end, and one.
Hey, be adventurous, but we've got to be solid at the same time. 3 turnovers, watch it going the other way, jump down throat.
Brink a long way from the basket, nice move.
And have a look at this. Somehow or other, against the flow of the game, really. And South East Melbourne Phoenix take the lead.
Postman, like if Shilly can guard Creaky from the three-point line and stop him getting to a spot, all you 5s can stop them getting to their area, all right? Everybody in a post-up right now. Sit down, be a man, be strong, keep them off the couch, be strong there.
Lualachul at the elbow, elevates over the top of Pinot. Golding feet sets, you know the rest.
They turn it over here.
6 points in a minute.
Yeah! Turn it up!
Let's start the quarter. Gotta focus, execute.
And the bad memories probably flooding back right now for the Phoenix. Game 3 of the semi-final series.
Yeah. It's going from bad to worse. The jam from Jack White. Phoenix to keep their playoff chances alive. Adnam again, trading blows. United with a chance to take the lead. Lualachul, 2-point game. Shot clock at 2, Munford. Almost went in. Melbourne United win it 90-88. This South East Melbourne Phoenix team, who was put together to win the NBL championship, may not even be there when the Final 4 is cast. For the first time since 1996, Basketball is back in Tasmania.
It was just unbelievable, full of emotion, watching these guys run out for their very first game. We've been waiting 25 years.
I want these guys to compete at the highest level. I want to win a championship this coming year.
The reality of that is that's not that easy. This is a really even competition, and this year more than ever.
Don't let these people down. You're playing great. The finals beckon for the Tassie Jack Jumpers.
It's a basketball party in Hobart right now.